welcome back to Last Light Podcast. Now, one of our TV analysts, a political TV analyst, Bode George, because that's what he is now. I don't know the weight he has on ground.
But he's still a politician.
That's why I say political TV analyst. I didn't say he's not a politician. He's a politician, but he's more of the TV analyst of, channels calls him, Arise calls him, AIT calls him, just analyze. But we don't know the grip that he has now. He said that Atiku and Peter Obi jumped on a sinking ship. How do you think?
Well, each time people try to say Bode George doesn't have a grip, I said, okay, maybe for now, but or what he has done before. But for now, I think he's doing what he should do. Dr. Babame said, we that are of old strata should step aside and operate from behind. That is what he's doing. You do not expect Bode George to be jumping from one flight to the other, Abuja, this and that. At this age, you do not expect him to be the one who said, I want to contest to be president. So I think he's doing what he should do. Granted, he has this love for PDP. He's still living in the past. He's still seeing PDP as it were. So he didn't think that PDP has sufficient error or whatever that they couldn't be put together. And also, I can also reason with him. If Atiku, after losing the election, has initiated a reconciliation committee or made any reconciliation effort, even while Wike was serving, there's this magnanimity you can also show in losses, not only in victory. Showing how courageous you are, showing selflessness. The party that have done so much for you, the party that made you vice president twice. Do you understand me? So, and gave you ticket 2019. So that you lost in 2023, where they also repeated that ticket, for you. You should have called meeting, stakeholders meeting, reconcile between, okay, the error was that I didn't pick Wike. You set up, the party set up a committee to choose a vice president for Atiku. Autumn was part of that committee. Okay? 16 people as against 4. 16 voted that Wike should be vice president. I think about 4 voted that it should be Okowa. But at the end of the day, they still changed it. They adopted Okowa. You expect Wike, who will hear that, to be happy with you. And this is somebody who never wanted to be vice president. Wike said that he never wanted to be vice president. You understand? So for him to now accept to want to be vice president.
But we can't take Wike's word to the
But
bank.
we can take the word of those that voted. It was clear
we agree with that one. We agree with that one.
So when you know that was on the background, even making the mistake of going to election with the 5 aggrieved governors was a political error. All error stops on your table. As somebody that just lost election as a president, contesting as a president, then you should have called a stakeholders meeting. Atiku has not made any single known effort to reconcile PDP. Now, he's moving to another, they said the pasture is greener in another man's compound. The ADC you may be planning to go to is owned by people. People were there. I think after Kwankwaso, the next person in the last presidential election was the ADC man, Kachiku. No matter how distant it is. You are 4th, he's 5th. There's nobody in between. After all, Kwankwaso was really very distant for P2B as against anybody's expectation. Yes, who was third. It was against everybody's expectation. So the ADC person, Kachiku, was the 5th. So you can't discard that. Do you understand me?
All right, let's dwell on it a little bit. He said they're on a ship that is already sinking. I mean, how will you explain Bode George's statement on Peter Obi and Atiku?
Well, what he said is not far from the truth, because the foundation that have brought up this ADC is shaky, is not well, the superstructure is not well done. Why did I say so? How can you be a chairman, an acting chairman of a party the same day you got your membership card? It throws more questions than answers. The current leadership of that party got their membership same day, meaning the homework was not done. Yes, there's a claim that they've had a series of NEC meetings before they arrived at this position. But what was hearing from the Okachigo end, it's like a hijack. It's like a force, it's not even a merger, it's acquisition. Forceful acquisition. You didn't even see the consent, you forcibly acquired them. And then because of that, see, You can coerce people to a position, or you can't coerce their mind to do what they want to do. Yes, you coerce them to be, yes, because I'm with you. But in my mind, I am not with you. I can't work with you. Based on that, it's a sinking ship. It's a ship that is going nowhere. But those on board, those are foot soldiers, they are not with you. They could sabotage it. So it's on a sinking ship. And again, I was shocked that many of these PDP people, they're leaving PDP to join ADC. I thought they should have learned from Wiki. Most of them are not going for a elective position. Why don't you stay in PDP and control the narrative and still be supporting ADC? Learn from Wiki. And again, Wiki.
How would they learn from Wiki? Wiki holds a position in APC.
But he has not left PDP. He still controls what happens there. I said, these guys, you can only leave PDP if you're going for elective position.
No, Peter, you're not getting it, their motive.
Yes.
See, Peter, Wiki has PDP in his hand.
Yes.
Okay, Wiki, though it's not clear whether he's contesting again or not, but he says he's not going to contest. He's not going to contest against Asiwaju. You say we can't take him for his word. Yeah. But mind you, Atiku going into ADC, bringing other people,
his friends
and other people who are interested in the presidency, this thing might end up as a delegate issue. If these Atiku men from PDP do not jump into ADC now, how do they become the delegates that will help him get the tickets? So they are moving ahead. They are forerunners of him. They know what they are doing. And I think ADC becomes a sinking ship. In as much as the takeover was more like business, those ones can be ratified by INEC
as they go on.
But it becomes a sinking ship in two major folds. One, people are not ready to fight the fight of Atiku versus Asiwaju. It's an old fight.
Yes. And the winner has already been declared.
Kachi will say ADC is not old people's home. You know, we don't have old people's home in Nigeria. You go abroad, this is where they keep old people. Do you understand? The motivation is not going to be there. Okay? And as a result of that, ADC will, by default, will be going nowhere. Do you understand? And again, when they pull out, when the people that are following obedient decide not to associate themselves with ADC, you asked a question in the last section that if Obi wasn't in that ADC flag off, what would be the outcome?
I wanted to ask you a question. Now, he said it's a sinking ship that they jumped into. PDP is far gone down than the ADC they are just going into. Should they have stayed in PDP, or would Obi have stayed in Labour?
Obi is still in Labour.
Yes.
Obi is still in Labour. Let me be clear. You see, if not for Wike factor,
yes,
PDP has the biggest throttle.
But we are talking about Wike factor.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
We can't ignore it.
Yeah, you can't.
So should Atiku have stayed?
He should have repaired it. It was the duty of Atiku. I started with that.
Yes.
I don't want to go into this breaking ship and sinking ship. This is not even a ship yet. So I'm not. You understand? So into that.
What is UK do?
So the Atiku was the duty of Atiku to ensure that PDP. I mean, people were aggrieved. You can't pretend over that.
But he has a lackadaisical.
Yeah, he was actually saying, no, it was a neck. There was a neck, because they responded to what if you listen to Autumn's interview, that it was the neck that decided. I mean, neck decided because you were there. It was the neck that decided, the party threw it open. If you had a voice and say, oh, this is equity, let's do it this way, I think it should be Southeast. And you threw your weight behind anybody from Southeast. It could be a Koremadu, forget that he's in the UK now. It could be him. It could be P2B. It could be any other person. Then they will see the equity. But you just say, oh, the party. Now, it's the party no longer the one decided. Now, why don't you remain with the party? Because when it doesn't favor you,
you call the party.
You go. So Atiku is just somebody who thinks everybody should step down. Tell me the election primary Atiku has ever won without people stepping down. Tambuwai has been his saving grace. Tell me. He wants to win a general election by anybody stepping down. Obi should not step down. Let this race go to 3-horse race, worst case scenario. Nobody should step down. If Atiku want to contest, let him go ahead. Dele Momodu said something. He said obedient should not force people to campaign to be obedient. You that support stay obedient. We that support Atiku, let's canvass for him. Let it become it was about 4-horse race before in the last election, and he reduced to 3. People no longer count Kwankwaso. Let us repeat it in 2027. Let's know somebody that will no longer count.
Now, in them jumping this ship, I'm sure there are a lot of things they did not consider. I don't know about Atiku. Atiku already has his cronies to head the party. Aregbesola, what's his name? David Mark, Bolaji Abdullahi. These are not old faces, new faces. These are old faces that have been on the scene for a long time. And I will say, if Bolaji Abdullahi goes to ADC, that is, he has a master that he has always followed, who is Saraki. That means Saraki also, his voice may be not be there right now. And then we have people like, couldn't they have been more politically correct than going to ADC?
Yeah, political correctness depends on the angle you're seeing it from. For them, this is the line they should do. And he said something that was key that I didn't see from that angle. The area they move in, the area they become part of the delegates. Very soon they'll do a congress, have their delegate for the convention. And you cannot be a delegate if you're not a member of the party. So their movement, for them, it's politically correct for one good, or it's good to nominate Atiku. So they are not wrong. It's what they set out to do. And for British calling it a sinking ship, this arrangement could work party-wise. But nationwide, where you need to come back for vote, what does that come? What are you targeting to get? Are you just want to be again the next presidential candidate that ran probably, let's assume he comes second. There's not a word for coming second.
His winner takes all.
Yeah, it's not for Nigeria, there's not a word for coming second. And again, if they do not do their political calculation and look at it squarely, without emotion, without sentiment, without loyalty to whoever he is, and they sincerely want to move this country forward, they should look for a person that can win this election, that has the PDP to lead Nigeria. Not just winning, somebody that can lead us aright. We don't want to change Tinubu, as we said. Tinubu has done nothing wrong to us, but the policies has not worked. So who is that person that could change this thing, could do this thing to make it work for the ordinary man on the street? So that's what they should look at.
Okay, now if we look at the words of Bode George again, that the ship is a sinking ship.
Yeah.
Is it the kind of leadership we want that goes into a coalition or that goes into a decision making without thinking of where it's going to land us into? No projection.
Yeah.
Is it the kind of president are we going to work in Obi or Atiku?
Sincerely, in that regard, you are going to give a lot of credit to Bode George. I kept saying he's doing what he should be doing.
Yes.
I started from there. The coalition, not knowing who is going to be the presidential candidate, is the first failure they have had.
Yes.
It's a complete failure.
There's still an internal wrangling.
It's a failure because if these people that are coalescing think that in their mind that Nigeria think we have party manifesto where you say no, APC has done us bad, ADC will do good. Nigerians don't know that.
We have gone past that.
Oh, not necessarily past. We didn't go through that because there's never a time party manifestos were being
no, beyond the manifesto, the campaign slogans.
That's what I'm telling. That's what I'm using the word manifesto. So APC
maybe somehow we believed then that they were going to make $1 one.
Yeah. So Nigerians look at individuals. So
now,
nobody is coalescing with you beyond David Mark, Aref Aleboshala, Bolaji, Secondus. Dino Melaye, who they call all the name again. Ken Okonkwo, Kenneth Okonkwo, Amechi. Nobody's coalescing. People want to know who is your presidential candidate.
That's what we want to know.
That's what Nigerians want to know. They don't know that no president has ever really followed the party manifesto. So parties, APC, nobody has APC, nobody has PDP. They are the same thing.
Their manifesto is very good.
They are just the same type of people. It's unlike what you have in America, where you say, for the fact that this president is a Republican,
he will do this.
His or her policies is going to be this way. Then if he's a Democrat, his or her policy is going to look like this. We don't have that in Nigeria. We don't. That's why I said we can't say we have gone past that. We have not gone through it at all.
Peter, your final word. What's your advice to them?
At this point, what can you tell the people that have made up their mind what you want to do? But the truth is that Nigeria is the market. You should get a goods that sell. But if you bring a good that doesn't sell, the market will respond. So, ADC, As Bode George said, you're a silky sheep. For me, it's not late. Do what you
What
should
is right?
do. What is right for Nigerians?
I try to respect the words of Verify. When Verify was a minister of FCT,
Yeah.
oh my God. I mean, I could stand and take a bullet for
No,
him.
no, no. It's a performance.
When he went to the opposition in APC, he was thinking and he talked badly. Now he's come out from there and from Kaduna State Governor, and now he's kind of in an opposition. I still hold his words now very seriously. He said we must look at who can win.
Yeah, and let me be honest with you. Beyond 2027 and in transition to proper democracy, and in belief that Nigeria as a country has accepted democracy.
Yeah.
I'm not too careful if we have 3 horse race. The last time they did everything to make Obi and Kwankwaso work together. It never worked. They all went to the field.
Yes.
Is Kwankwaso talking about presidential ticket now? And I'm so sure, worst case scenario, Obi Atiku and Siwaju go to the field once again. After 2027, one of them will not be talking about presidential election again.
If I want to whine you a little
interesting.
bit, I will ask you, give me vice presidential nominees for these 3 people.
let's not preempt it. You know, tomorrow is mystery.
Yesterday is history. Okay.
Because let Nigerians have where to dump their vote. If you stifle Nigerians into only 2 options that they don't want, it will lead to serious voter apathy, and that will set us backward. Allow democracy first. Let Nigerians see where to dump their vote. Those, like Dele Momodu said, those who think Atiku is the only one that can remove Asiwaju without telling us what Atiku will bring. And those who think, obedience represents is a bridge between the young and the old, let them go there. Or those who say, stability, Asiwaju policies are working. Only you can't see it. They are like inner beauty. They are there. But you are not just seeing it. They have where to dump their vote. In any way you look at it, democracy, once you vote, you get relieved. Democracy will survive.
If they allow the vote to count.
Hopefully.
All right. We'll be right back on Landslide Podcast.